You know, there are some things you witness that just stick with you. For me, one of those was seeing my own dad, a man who'd always been pretty active, loved his walks, his garden, start to really struggle. It wasn't one big thing, but this creeping frustration. He'd mention, almost casually, how he was tired of waking up in the middle of the night, his voice a little tighter than usual. And I knew what he meant. It was those awful, jolting leg cramps that would steal his sleep and leave, him feeling ragged the next day. I remember him trying to stretch them out, that grimace of pain. And then during the day, this subtle muscle stiffness that just seemed to make moving around, doing the things he loved, more of a challenge. He'd joke about getting old, but I could see it was more than that. It was like his own body was starting to betray him in small, painful ways. And honestly, it made me feel a bit helpless, watching him go through it. You want the people you care about to feel good, to have energy, to enjoy their days, right? He wasn't one for a lot of fuss or complicated routines, and I started thinking, there has to be something simple, something real we're missing here. I'd hear him get up in the night, the soft sounds of him trying to walk off a cramp, and that feeling of wanting to find an answer, a real answer, just grew stronger. It wasn't just about the cramps anymore. It was about getting back that ease, that freedom of movement we all take for granted until it starts to slip away. So I started looking, really digging into it, convinced that nature often holds the simplest keys. I was looking for things that wouldn't just mask the problem, but could genuinely help his muscles feel healthier, more resilient, from the inside out. And what I eventually discovered, well, it was almost deceptively straightforward. Things many of us might even have in our kitchens right now, capable of making a profound difference. That journey, that search for something to help him, is what I want to share with you today. Because if you, or someone you love, is tired of those painful interruptions, that stiffness, and that feeling that your muscles just aren't what they used to be, I want you to know there's incredible hope. We're going to explore some truly amazing, practical, and easy ways to help relax your muscles, improve how they work, and yes, help stop those cramps often before they even start. It's about using the power of everyday foods to reclaim comfort and strength. So grab a cup of tea, get comfortable, and let's talk about how to get your muscles feeling their best again. All right, so we've all felt that twinge, or perhaps know someone who dreads those nighttime leg cramps, or that morning stiffness. And like I said about my dad, sometimes you just hit a point where you say, enough is enough, there has to be a better way. Before we jump into the wonderful foods that can help, I think it's really empowering to understand a little bit about why our muscles sometimes cry out like this. Now, I'm not one for complicated medical jargon. This channel is all about keeping things simple and practical. But from what I discovered, a lot of it comes down to a few key things, especially as we get a bit older and wiser. Our muscles naturally change over time, sometimes losing a bit of their oomph. You might have heard of sarcopenia, which is really just a fancy term for age-related muscle loss. And when our muscles are more fatigued, they're often more prone to cramping. It's like they're working overtime and not getting the support they need. And a huge part of that support, it comes directly from what we eat, or more importantly, what we might be missing out on. I was genuinely surprised to learn how common it is for folks, especially seniors, to be a bit low on certain vital nutrients, things that are absolute powerhouses for our muscle and nerve health. Think about vitamin D, for instance. We often link it to bone health, right? But it's also crucial for our muscles. When we're low on it, and many of us are, especially if we're not getting as much sunshine as we used to, studies have shown it can lead to more frequent and even more severe leg cramps, not to mention general muscle weakness. Then there's vitamin B12, essential for our nerves to send clear signals to our muscles. If that communication line is fuzzy, guess what? Spasms, tingling, and cramps can follow. And things like how our bodies absorb B12 can change as we age, or even be affected by common medications, making us more vulnerable. And it doesn't stop there. Minerals like potassium and magnesium are like the peacekeepers for our muscles. Potassium helps regulate muscle contractions, and if our levels are off, maybe due to not eating enough variety, or certain medications again, our muscles can get a bit twitchy and prone to spasms. Magnesium is the great relaxer. It helps calm muscle excitability. So many people, it turns out, just aren't getting enough magnesium, and that can directly translate to more frequent and painful cramps. It's like our muscles are constantly on edge, unable to fully let go. Add to that things like pesky nocturnal leg cramps, which can be tied to how well our muscles recover, electrolyte imbalances, or even nerve glitches. Sometimes it's poor circulation, or simply not being hydrated enough. And let's not forget inflammation. If there's chronic inflammation simmering away in the body, it can really do a number on our muscle tissue, making it more susceptible to cramping and soreness. Now, I know that might sound like a lot of potential culprits, but here's the wonderfully hopeful part I discovered. We don't necessarily need complicated supplements or drastic measures to start addressing these things. The power to make a real difference often lies right in our grocery basket. It's about making smart, simple choices. So, where did I start on this journey of discovery for my dad, and for myself too? Well, one of the first things that really caught my attention, because it's such an everyday staple, was the humble egg. Yes, the egg. I know. It sounds almost too simple, doesn't it? For years, eggs got a bit of a mixed reputation, but thankfully, we now know they are an absolute powerhouse of essential vitamins and minerals, especially when it comes to nourishing our muscles and nerves. What I found fascinating is that a single large egg packs around 6 grams of high-quality protein. And why is protein so important here? Well, protein is the building block for our muscles. It helps rebuild muscle fibers, especially after activity, and can reduce that muscle fatigue that often leads to cramps. Think of it as giving your muscles the premium fuel they need to contract efficiently and recover well. But the magic of eggs doesn't stop at protein. The yolks, don't skip the yolks, are a natural source of vitamin D. And as we just talked about, vitamin D is crucial, not just for our bones, but for supporting proper calcium absorption and muscle contraction. It's all connected. Then there's vitamin B12 and a wonderful nutrient called choline, both found in eggs. These are like guardians for our nerve health. They help protect the insulation around our nerves. Think of it like the coating on an electrical wire, which means our nerves can send those vital messages to our muscles clearly and effectively. This improved muscle-nerve communication can be a game-changer in preventing those neuropathy-related cramps, that tingling, or that general unsteadiness some people feel. For my dad, the idea that something as simple as including more eggs in his diet could help his nerves and muscles talk to each other better, that was a real aha moment for both of us. He actually started saying his legs felt steadier after a few weeks of consistently having eggs for breakfast a few times a week. It wasn't a miracle cure overnight, but a noticeable, gentle shift. And it's so easy to incorporate them, isn't it? Scrambled, boiled, in an omelet with some lovely veggies. The key is consistency. We started aiming for about 6 to 7 eggs a week. It's a simple hack, but the potential benefits for your muscle strength, for reducing that fatigue, and for supporting your nerve health are truly impressive. So, the humble egg? It's definitely one of our first fit-for-life hacks when it comes to fighting cramps and building healthier muscles. But it's not the only hero in our nutritional toolkit. Next up, I want to talk about a fruit that's often celebrated by athletes, and for very good reason. So, we've talked about the powerhouse that is the egg, fantastic for protein, vitamin D, and those nerve-supporting nutrients. But it's not the only hero in our nutritional toolkit. Next up, I want to talk about a fruit that's often celebrated by athletes, and for very good reason. I'm talking about the wonderful banana. It's such a friendly fruit, isn't it? Easy to grab, naturally sweet, and just so convenient. And when it comes to keeping our muscles happy and cramp-free, bananas are a true champion. One of the main reasons bananas are so fantastic is their potassium content. You've probably heard that before. Eat a banana for potassium, and it's spot on. A medium banana can provide around 420 milligrams of this essential mineral. Now, why is potassium so vital for our muscles? Well, it plays a starring role in regulating muscle contractions and, importantly, helping to prevent those sudden, painful spasms. It also helps balance the fluid levels in our body, which is crucial for overall muscle function. I remember when my dad was really struggling with those nighttime cramps. One of the first simple suggestions I came across again and again was to ensure he was getting enough potassium, and a banana a day became an easy, enjoyable way to help with that. He'd often have one mid-morning, and he genuinely felt it made a difference in the severity and frequency of his leg cramps over time. It wasn't an instant fix for everything, of course, but it was a noticeable piece of the puzzle. He'd say his legs just felt calmer at night. But the benefits of bananas don't stop there. They also contain a good amount of magnesium, around 32 milligrams in a medium banana. We touched on magnesium earlier as the great relaxer, and it really is. Magnesium helps to reduce muscle excitability. Think of it like this. If your muscles are too excitable, they're more likely to contract suddenly and cramp up. Magnesium helps dial that excitability down, promoting relaxation. It's also involved in producing ATP, which is the energy currency for our cells, including our muscle cells. So more energy and more relaxation. A winning combination. And there's another little gem in bananas, vitamin B6. A single banana can provide nearly 30% of the daily vitamin B6 requirement for seniors. This vitamin is a busy B. It helps regulate neurotransmitters, those chemical messengers for our nerves. It can help reduce inflammation, and it plays a part in producing red blood cells, which are essential for carrying oxygen to our muscles. Healthy, oxygenated muscles are happy muscles and less prone to problems. So whether you slice it onto your morning oatmeal, blend it into a smoothie, or just enjoy it as a quick snack, incorporating a banana into your day is a really simple and effective hack. We aimed for 1 to 2 bananas daily, depending on appetite and what other fruits were on the menu. It's such a gentle, natural way to top up those key nutrients that your muscles will thank you for. From the protein and vitamin D in eggs to the potassium and magnesium in bananas, we're already building a great little arsenal against muscle discomfort. But there's another group of nutritional superstars I'm excited to share with you, especially for their healthy fats and even more magnesium and potassium. Let's talk about nuts and seeds. All right, so we've seen the muscle-loving power of eggs and the cramp-calming goodness of bananas. These are already fantastic additions to your daily routine. But there's another group of nutritional superstars I'm excited to share with you, especially for their healthy fats and even more magnesium and potassium. Let's talk about nuts and seeds. Now, I know some people might be a little hesitant about nuts and seeds, perhaps worried about fats or calories. But trust me, when chosen wisely and enjoyed in moderation, they are an incredibly powerful dietary addition, especially for anyone dealing with muscle cramps or looking to boost their muscle health. What I found truly remarkable is just how packed these little morsels are with goodness. Let's talk magnesium again, that vital mineral for muscle relaxation. Nuts and seeds are absolute champions here. For instance, pumpkin seeds are a fantastic source, with about 168 milligrams of magnesium in just a 1-ounce serving. Almonds are great too, offering around 77 milligrams per ounce. When I realized how many of us are running low on magnesium and how that directly connects to those painful leg cramps, adding a small handful of these became a no-brainer. It's such a simple way to help restore those magnesium levels and encourage your muscles to stay relaxed and calm. And it's not just magnesium. Many nuts and seeds are also loaded with potassium, which we know is essential for preventing muscle spasms by helping to regulate contractions and replenish electrolytes we might lose, especially if we're active or it's a warm day. Pistachios, for example, pack around 290 milligrams of potassium per ounce, and almonds bring in about 200 milligrams. These are significant amounts that can really contribute to better electrolyte balance. But here's where nuts and seeds offer something extra special: healthy fats. Now, fats can be a scary word, but the right kinds are incredibly beneficial. Walnuts and flax seeds, for instance, are rich in omega-3 fatty acids. You've likely heard about omega-3s for heart health, but they're also fantastic for reducing muscle inflammation. Cashews and almonds provide wonderful monounsaturated fats, which also play a role in soothing inflammation and can even help improve circulation. Better blood flow means more oxygen and nutrients reaching your muscles, helping them perform better and recover faster. I remember encouraging my dad to try a small mix of walnuts and almonds as an afternoon snack. He was a bit skeptical at first, thinking of them as just fattening. But when we talked about these specific benefits, reducing that underlying inflammation that could be making his muscles more prone to soreness and cramping, and supporting his circulation, he was willing to give it a go. And over time, it became another piece of his feel-better puzzle. He even started sprinkling some flax seeds on his morning oatmeal, after learning how they could help. Plus, many nuts and seeds are packed with antioxidants and other anti-inflammatory compounds. These little warriors help combat what's called oxidative stress in our muscles. Think of it as protecting your muscles from the daily wear and tear, helping them stay healthier and more resilient. So, how can you easily bring these into your life? A small handful, about 1 ounce, of your favorite nuts like almonds, walnuts, cashews, or pistachios makes a fantastic snack. Or try adding about 2 tablespoons of seeds, like pumpkin, chia, or flax seeds, to your yogurt, salads, or smoothies. The variety is wonderful, so you can easily find combinations you love. Just a little goes a long way in delivering these powerful muscle-supporting nutrients. We've covered some amazing ground so far, from eggs to bananas, and now these incredible nuts and seeds. Each one brings something unique to the table, working together to help you build stronger, healthier muscles and find real relief from those frustrating cramps. But what does this all mean when we put it together? What kind of transformation can we realistically expect? So, we've journeyed together through some truly amazing everyday foods: the protein-packed egg, the potassium-rich banana, and those wonderfully nutrient-dense nuts and seeds. We've seen how each one brings its own special magic to the table, working to support our muscles, calm those cramps, and boost our overall well-being. But what does this all mean when we put it together? What kind of transformation can we realistically look forward to by embracing these simple, fit-for-life hacks? Well, from what I witnessed with my dad and what I've learned through this journey of discovery, the changes can be genuinely life-enhancing. Imagine for a moment consistently waking up feeling refreshed without that jarring interruption of a painful leg cramp. Picture yourself moving through your day with greater ease, with muscles that feel stronger, more supple, and ready for whatever activities you enjoy. Visuals: gentle, uplifting shots of seniors enjoying activities, walking, gardening, playing with grandkids, stretching comfortably, looking happy and mobile. By regularly incorporating these nutritional heroes into your meals, you're not just tackling cramps, you're building a foundation for better muscle health overall. This means you can look forward to a noticeable reduction in how often those cramps strike. And when they do, they're often less severe. It means supporting your body's natural ability to repair muscle tissue, which can lead to improved strength and endurance, even better recovery after you've been active. Remember how we talked about nerve communication? Nourishing your body with these vitamins and minerals helps ensure those vital signals between your nerves and muscles are clear and strong. This can also contribute to better hydration and electrolyte balance within your muscles, and a soothing reduction in that underlying inflammation that can cause so much discomfort and stiffness. Improved blood flow means your muscles are getting all the good stuff they need to thrive. The ultimate goal here, the real transformation we're aiming for, is a significant boost in your quality of life. It's about moving from a state where pain and discomfort might be limiting you, to one where you feel a greater sense of freedom, strength, and confidence in your body. It's about enjoying your days more fully, without that constant worry or nagging pain. It's about getting back to doing more of what you love. Now, consistency is key, as with any positive change. Aiming for about 6-7 eggs, spread throughout your week, perhaps 1 to 2 bananas a day, and a small handful, that's about 1 ounce, of nuts or 2 tablespoons of seeds daily can make a real difference. Of course, portion control is sensible, and it's always wonderful to pair these hacks with other healthy habits like gentle movement and staying well hydrated. For my dad, these simple additions didn't just ease his leg cramps, they brought a new spring to his step, a brighter look in his eyes. He started enjoying his walks more, tinkering in his garden with more enthusiasm. And that, to me, is what Fit for Life Hacks is all about. Finding those practical, accessible ways to feel your absolute best at any age. Thank you so much for joining me today. I truly hope these tips empower you to take small, delicious steps towards healthier, happier muscles. Remember, you have the power to nourish your body from the inside out. Until next time, here's to your health and well-being.